Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. Title. She said he's just a friend. But his jacket was hanging in our bedroom closet. I found his jacket before I found the truth. It was late past midnight. I had just returned from my mother's after a 2-day stay to help her recover from a fall. The house was dark except for the dim glow of the nightlight in the hallway. My footsteps echoed softly against the wooden floor as I moved through the quiet. Everything felt ordinary until I reached our bedroom. That's when I saw it. An unfamiliar navy blue jacket hanging neatly on the chair beside our bed. My pulse began to hammer. It wasn't just any jacket. It was a man's, expensive looking, the kind my husband, Ryan, never wore. He preferred hoodies and denim, not tailored wool with polished buttons. I reached out, touching the sleeve, and a faint cologne clung to it, something musky and sharp. Not Ryan's scent. I froze, staring at it. My mind started racing. Maybe it belonged to one of Ryan's colleagues. Maybe he borrowed it, or maybe someone left it behind by accident. There had to be a reason. But deep down, beneath every rational thought, a small icy voice whispered the truth I didn't want to face. He's not the one who had company. I moved toward the dresser. Everything looked untouched, too neat. The sheets were made, the pillows fluffed, yet there was something off. I pressed my hand against the bedspread. It was still warm. Ryan wasn't home. I checked my phone. No messages. The clock read 12:42 a.m. He had told me he was working late again, closing a deal with some clients at the firm. I had believed him. I always believed him. My hands trembled as I sank onto the edge of the bed. The room smelled faintly of perfume, not mine. Softer, floral, like jasmine and something unfamiliar. I tried to calm my breathing, but the silence was suffocating. Then my phone buzzed. A text. Ryan. Still at the office. Don't wait up. Love you. My chest tightened. He was lying. I could feel it like a cold blade pressed against my ribs. I opened the closet. 2 wine glasses sat on the top shelf, hastily hidden behind folded sweaters. One had lipstick smudged on the rim. I gripped the doorframe to keep from collapsing. It wasn't just suspicion anymore. It was proof, quiet, cruel proof. I sat there for what felt like hours, the weight of betrayal settling like lead in my stomach. Memories of us flooded my mind. His laughter when he proposed, the nights we stayed up talking about our future, the promises we made to never become one of those couples who fell apart. At 2:17 a.m., headlights cut through the blinds. My heart jumped. I rushed to the window. Ryan's car pulled into the driveway. I didn't move. I couldn't. I needed to see him, to hear his voice, to look into his eyes and know if the man I loved was still somewhere inside the stranger walking through that door. The front door opened quietly. His footsteps grew closer, careful, deliberate. When he entered the room, I was sitting on the bed, holding the jacket. He froze. Hey, he said softly, eyes darting between me and the jacket. You're home early. I could say the same to you, I replied. My voice didn't sound like mine. He tried to smile, but it faltered. That's a friend's jacket. I borrowed it. Mine got wine spilled on it earlier at the... Stop. He blinked. What? Don't lie. Silence fell heavy. The clock ticked in the background, each second stretching like an accusation. He sighed, rubbing the back of his neck. You're overthinking, babe. Seriously. It's just... There's lipstick on a glass in the closet, Ryan. My voice cracked. Do you want to explain that too? His face went pale. You went through my things? I went through our things. But apparently they're not ours anymore. He turned away, exhaling sharply, pacing. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. My heart twisted. So it happened. He didn't answer. That was answer enough. The air between us thickened with all the things we'd never said. The words that had been buried under months of forced smiles and missed dinners. Who is she? I asked, my tone hollow. He hesitated. You don't know her. Someone from work. Does she know I exist? He flinched. Of course she does. Then she doesn't care. His jaw clenched. It wasn't serious, okay? I messed up. I was stressed, lonely, and... Lonely. I snapped. You weren't alone, Ryan. You had me. He turned toward me then, eyes filled with something between guilt and anger. You've been distant. Ever since your mom got sick. It's like you shut me out. So that's your excuse? My mother fell, and your solution was to fall into someone else's bed. He looked away, voice trembling. I didn't mean to hurt you. I felt something inside me break. A quiet, irreversible snap. Where did you do it? I asked softly. What? Where? Tell me where you took her. He swallowed hard. Here. The world stopped. I stared at him, every breath searing my lungs. In our bed. He nodded once, barely audible. That was it. No screaming, no throwing things. Just silence. Deep, hollow silence. I stood slowly, folding the jacket neatly, placing it in his hands. Then she left this behind. Maybe she'll need it again. He opened his mouth, but I was already walking past him. My body felt numb. Every step away from that room felt like walking out of my own life. At the doorway, he said my name. Emily, please. Don't do this. We can fix it. I turned to him, eyes burning. You didn't break a glass, Ryan. You shattered something that can't be glued back together. He reached out, but I stepped back. I'll be at my mother's, I said quietly. Don't call me. When I closed the door behind me, the cool night air hit my face. I looked up at the house, our home, and felt the weight of everything we'd built crumble under the truth. The jacket, the wine glasses, the perfume. All small pieces of a puzzle I never wanted to complete. As I got into my car and started the engine, my phone buzzed again. Ryan, please come home. I'll explain everything. I stared at the screen until the words blurred. Then slowly I typed my reply. Me? Don't come home. 10 minutes later, my phone lit up with 20 missed calls. But I didn't answer. Because sometimes silence speaks louder than love ever could.